Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name's Jake. It's Thursday, so I'm having a new beer. Don't forget you can find me on Untapped YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at tubajake_69. Tell me your stories. I'd like to hear them. The beer I've got for us today is Hocho. It's a Mexican-style chocolate stout by Lord Hobo Brewing. They're out of Massachusetts, Woburn, Massachusetts, as a matter of fact. There's a big bunch of stuff on the back here. I will read that for you. Who doesn't love a delicious mug of hot chocolate on a cold night? This full-bodied Mexican chocolate stout is sure to add a little kick to your beer drinking experience. The combination of lactose and various dark malts provide rich and roasty chocolate flavors that are balanced with a pinch of cayenne pepper and warm cinnamon for just the right amount of spice. Hocho is sure to keep you warm as we settle into these colder winter months. I mean, obviously it's not winter, but that's what we got. Sounds like it's going to taste a lot like hot chocolate, which sounds kind of good. And if you've never put cayenne pepper in your hot chocolate, it's worth a shot, at least once. Figured a nice big mug would be ideal for something that's supposed to be chocolatey. Figured this was also fitting because, you know, Mexican style, and it's Cinco de Mayo. Well, it's dark, so there's that. Interesting. Okay, so stouts tend to be darker, obviously. It is. And they tend to taste darker too. So the darker malts mean that they're going to be more caramely, more like a deeper caramel flavor though. Possibly burnt a little bit. Maybe not like smoke, but a little bit like that. A little bit like burnt bread, which sometimes is pretty good actually. It's also supposed to have some cocoa flavor to it, and there's cinnamon and cayenne pepper in there, which means it's just going to build on itself and get hotter as you drink it. So wish me luck. Let's see what it's really actually like. Floral. I'll go with that. It said something about the heat of cinnamon, but I'm getting more of a floral cinnamon, which is really actually what you get from cinnamon, like actual cinnamon. Usually what we have that our cinnamon stick is really from cassia tree. So it's really cassia instead of cinnamon, but nobody knows what that is. So we call it cinnamon because it kind of looks like that. It's a lot sweeter than what I was expecting. I'm not sure how old this really is, like how long it's been sitting in this can, but it's kind of metallic. 11/22/21. Okay, Best Buy is 12/22/24, so it's still within the time. So it shouldn't be metallic from the can, but that happens sometimes. It also depends upon the water that you put in it. I've noticed that a lot of stuff that you get from up in the UP tastes metallic, irony, coppery, like that. But this is not from the UP. This is from Massachusetts. So I don't know why this tastes like metal, but maybe it's metallic because of where it sits, where they get their water from. Does this remind me of a beer? I'm trying to think for sure. I had one that was a lot like this from Shorts, I think. It was a Mexican stout, had the cinnamon spice to it and the cayenne, but mostly that one tasted like beer with an oatmeal cookie in it, which was strange, but pretty good. This one is kind of thin. Overall, it could probably actually use some oats in it. Give it that mouthfeel. There's that cookie taste. It's like right here. Not oatmeal raisin, just oatmeal. Because it's got that brown sugar, white sugar, butter. Like that? Yeah, like that. Does this remind me of a story? I'd like to say that I've got a lot of college stories about Cinco de Mayo, but I really don't. Going to school, mostly we were out of classes around Cinco de Mayo. Like it was this week that we would have exams and you don't really get a chance to celebrate normally. And then you're gone. Usually I'd get a chance to celebrate my birthday. And then a week or two later it'd be exams and then I'd be home. A lot of times by Cinco de Mayo. This is a 7% ABV beer too, so there's a lot of alcohol in it, which, that makes this fun. A little bit more difficult to drink for me, usually. Just because I like it to be slower when there's more alcohol in it. Let's see, does this remind me of anything else? So for a little while, I was doing a thing with flavored vodkas. And you find when you start doing that, you try to do like fruit ones, and they turn out poorly if you use fresh fruit. Don't use fresh fruit to do that. You might be better off using dried fruit if you're going to flavor vodka. But the things that I found that were best were like herbs, spices. So like a clove flavored vodka does really well, and you make really good White Russians with it. I call them White Christmases because they taste like Christmas time, kind of, with the cloves. But what I'm thinking is that this reminds me of the time that I did pepper vodka. Like peppercorns, and you drink a little bit of it and be good. You drink a little bit more of it and be good. You drink a little bit more of it and you'd be like, hey, this is kind of spicy. You drink a little bit more of it and you're like, I can't breathe. Because it was hot just all of a sudden. Sneak up on you though. That one was real good for Bloody Marys, the pepper vodka. For sure. This does remind me a little bit of when I tried doing an apple vodka. I got the apples and I peeled them and I stuck them in the vodka, let them sit for a couple weeks. Just ended up tasting like fire. No apple, just fire. And I was like, maybe the apples taste okay. Nope, same flavor, just fire. They tasted like fire. It was bad. Kind of had to throw that one out, which is too bad because it's tough for me to waste alcohol. I mean, I suppose I probably could have done a simple syrup, and because that's how they make schnapps, just a simple syrup and then the alcohol. The other good one that I've had before, well, that I made, I guess, really, limoncello. But it's tough to find the really high alcohol content stuff. So you get like 190 proof or something like that, 180 proof. So that when you cut it, it ends up being like a regular proof. somewhere around like 80 or so. And you do half and half, the simple syrup and the alcohol that is flavored with lemon peels. And depending upon what you do it with and how cold you keep it, it ends up being this really pretty yellow color. Did it one time with demerara sugar, and it ended up being brown in that color. But if you do it with plain white sugar, then it ends up being a really pretty yellow. Like just straight up yellow. It's amazing. Amazing stuff. Man, I hate it when that thing turns off. All right. That was good. It's a little warm now, which is nice if it's cold, but it's not cold. It's a really nice day today. Got to be outside a little bit. It was awesome. Anyway, I've got a quote for you. This one's from Tennessee Williams. He's a playwright, among other things. He wrote Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. He says, "We live in a perpetually burning building, and what we must save from it all the time is love. Save love from the fire, or it'll be consumed." All right, so anyway, you can find me at Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at tubajake_69. Tell me your stories. I like to hear them. I'll try to let everybody else hear them too. Yeah, I'll see you next time when you got time for a beer.